Hello there, welcome to today's class. My name is Fernanda in case we don't know each other yet. Thank you so much for practicing together today. The flow I prepared for us, there's going to be actually two main focus. First, hip area. Second, the element of fire. And we're going to bring the element of fire in pair with some work around the hips. So the fire can actually help us transform and transmute anything that might be keeping us stuck or kind of weighing us down around the hip area. So if there's anything in your life that you feel like you're ready to transform into, transmute into something more aligned with the essence of who you are, you're probably gonna love this class. So we're gonna get started lying down in Shavasana. If you do have a yoga block, go ahead and grab it. We might use it for a little bit, but if you don't have it, no big deal at all. You'll still be able to take class just fine. But in Shavasana, it's where we'll begin. So come to lie down on your mat. Arms long, legs long. Taking 3 collective breaths in here. Take a deep inhale. Open mouth and exhale. Big breath in. Let it out. Last inhale. Out to release. And then you can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Really intentioning that the fire, that the energy that we're going to build in today's practice really help us transform and transmute anything that's keeping us stuck or in fear. And then we're going to begin with some core work in here. So we're going to go ahead and grab the block if you have it for practice. You can slide the block right in between your thighs and start to float your feet so your leg is in a 90-degree angle. See if you can flex your toes and point them straight up to the sky. The shape we're going to do, it's called abdominal brace. So the next thing you're going to do is bring your elbows down onto the mat, really push them down, shoulders are down. And then start to push your hands against your thighs at the same time that you're going to press your thighs back into your hands. So see if you can soften the shoulders, but keep creating that little bit of tension, that little bit of extra energy into your core. So hug the navel into the spine, push your lower back down on the mat. Keep flexing your toes and breathing for the next 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Keep the legs as they are, but bring the hands to interlace behind your head, elbows wide. Float the head and shoulders away from the mat. Now you can choose if you want to stay just like this, holding the shape in stillness, or you can start to bring your heels down to tap the mat and then float them back up. Again, we have 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. If you're shaking, embrace it for the last 3, 2, 1. Block, come out. If you had it, full body stretch. Get long, get tall. Big inhale. When you exhale, start to hug both knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. And then start to hold behind your legs. Let's rock and roll back and forth 3 times. And then after your third rock, we're going to go straight into a downward facing dog. So cross your shins, plant your hands, step back, come into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Really pressing your hands firmly down on the mat. You can maybe bend one knee at a time in here to help you warm up the hamstrings a little bit. Keep noticing the breath, building that connection with it. And then the next time you inhale, look forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, walk or hop, forward, fold. Hands come to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Breathe out and fold again. Inhale, come up to stand. Reach arms all the way up to the sky. When you exhale, hands come right in front of your heart. In here, we're going to activate Kali Mudra, the gesture to help us really keep evoking that inner fire, that idea of transforming anything that's within us that's keeping us stuck. So interlace your hands, interlace all of the fingers on your hands except for the index fingers, and keep the thumbs really connected into your heart center. Taking 3 breaths in here. Bring into your awareness all the things that you're ready to transmute, to release, so that you can become more and more connected with your essence. And then release the mudra. We're just going to keep moving, but in a faster pace. So fearless heart namaskar. Take an inhale, reach both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot to the back of the mat, lower the back knee, inhale, both hands up. Exhale, down dog, plant your hands down, step your front foot back. Inhale, roll forward, find your plank pose. When you exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, little cobra, back bend. Breathe out, downward dog. Inhale to lift your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step your foot through, lower the back knee down. Inhale, both hands up. When you exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Hands down, step forward. Hands to shins, inhale, halfway. Breathe out and fold. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva arms up. Exhale, right away, forward fold, Uttanasana again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step now your right foot to the back of the mat. Anjaneyasana, knee comes down, inhale, arms up. Exhale, down dog, plant your hands down, step back. Inhale, roll forward to your plank. When you breathe out, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. When you breathe out, downward dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, step it through, lower the back knee down. Inhale, arms reach, Anjaneya. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, hands down, step forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come up to stand, reach up to the sky. Exhale, right away, forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose, move through your vinyasa, back to down dog. Once you get to down dog, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another little standing warm-up flow, but now to start to create a little bit of external rotation for the hips. So take an inhale to look forward. When you exhale, walk or hop your feet on the outsides of your hands, Malasana squat, yogi squat. So knees are deeply bent, hips are sinking back. But see if you can start to pay attention in here on what's happening on your knees. If the knees are dropping in, which is a pretty big tendency in here, can you go against that? Really try to widen the knees. You're going to feel a bigger pressure on the outsides of your feet instead of the inside. Keep breathing into the sensation, letting the fire start to build up. And then slowly we're going to start to lift the hips with the arms forward just so we can break the 90-degree angle on the legs, coming into an active squat. Even though the hands are reaching forward, can you plug your shoulders back and down so your chest is really open, really proud? Last inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come up to stand, reach all the way up. Exhale, rebend your knees, plant your hands down, walk or step back for your plank. When you breathe out, lower Chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Breathe out, downward dog. 2 more like that. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop. Top of the mat, Malasana. Arms go forward, slowly lift. Break the 90-degree. Take an inhale. Exhale. Come up to stand, reach all the way up. Exhale, rebend your knees, plant your hands down, walk or step back. Vinyasa to down dog. With the breath, with intention. And then 1 more just like that. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, walk or hop, Malasana. Arms go forward. Slowly lift your hips. Again, don't let the knees drop in. Keep widening it out. Last inhale. Exhale. Come up to stand, reach. When you exhale, rebend your knees, plant your hands down, walk or step. Vinyasa. Back to a child's pose this time. Hips towards your heels, forehead down to the mat or even to your block. Take a few rounds of breath in here. Letting that element of fire start to grow within you. Remembering that that's a key component for any transformation that we're seeking to create within ourselves and outside ourselves. It all starts inside, but it always reflects on the outside. 1 more breath. And then start to make your way back to downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, take an inhale to reach your right leg all the way up to the sky. When you exhale, step your foot on the outside of your right hand, lower your back knee down, lizard lunge. Take a big inhale to open up the chest, maybe pop up onto the hands, fingertips. Stay for the exhalation. And then keep your left hand down, twist. Right arm reaches up as you turn your chest to your right side. Think about sending the shoulders away from your ears. 1 more inhale. Exhale. Twisted monkey lunge. Bend your back knee. Start to reach your right hand towards the foot. Instead of having your right palm facing towards, like behind you, see if you can face it forward so you have your right shoulder pretty open. Last inhale. And then from here, release your back foot to the mat. We're coming to Skandasana with the left knee bend. So both hands come down to the mat, float your left knee up, ground your left heel, slowly transition to the back of the mat, left knee is bent, right leg's extended. How low can you be as you find Skandasana to your right leg? So stay low, keep going, get there. As soon as you get there, plant your left hand on the mat for your side plank pose. You can stack your feet together, you can lower your left knee down, but make your choice. Whatever you choose, there's lots of intention going on in the breath, in the heart. Last inhale, exhale. And then you're gonna bring the top of your right foot behind you as you find a seat with your right knee bent, left leg extended, facing the back of the mat. Check in with how this transition went for you. You're facing the back of the mat, right knee bent, left leg extended. If you have a block, you wanna sit up higher on the block, you can. But whatever you choose, here we go for a little flow. Inhale, reach the hands up, flex your left toes. When you exhale, fold on the top of your left leg. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift. And fold. Inhale, lift. If you have the block, you can remove it out to the side. Left hand's gonna plant to the top of the mat. We're gonna transition to a side plank pose again. So turn your left toes, bring your feet to stack or left knee down, but then take a big step with your right foot to the top of the mat. While I get forward fold, turn all of your toes to the left. You're bending in between your legs for your prasarita shape. Start to sway your body side to side as you bend one knee at a time. Take a breath. And then pause in the center, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale for a long spine halfway. And then start to crawl both of your hands towards your left foot. So to the back of the mat, which is now the front. And then three-legged dog. Left leg goes all the way up to the sky. From here, take a big inhale. When you exhale, step your left foot on the outside of your left hand. Lower the back knee down. Lizard lunge on the other side. Again, if you're too cramped up in here, pop up higher onto the hands, fingertips, so you have a little more space to open the chest. Full breath in. Breath out. Keep your right hand down. Twist. Lift your left arm up. 2 big rounds of breath in here. See if you can keep sending the hips forward and down at the best of your ability. So you're not with your hips all the way back. You're trying to send it forward. And then bend your back knee. Find your twisted monkey lunge, reaching the hand towards the foot. And then remember, look at your left shoulder. Is it pretty open, like towards the sky? If it's not, flip your palm so it helps you with that transition. One more inhale. Exhale to release the back foot. Here we go. Both hands down, Skandasana to the right leg. So bring your right heel down, bend your right knee, go slowly to your right side. As soon as you get there, very slow, you transition all the way back. Skandasana to your left leg. Right hand comes down, side plank pose. Turn all of your toes, find your Vashisthasana shape. You have one more full breath in, breath out. And then you're gonna step the top of your left foot behind you. Find a seat facing the front, which is the back. You know what I mean. You can sit on the block if you'd like. Otherwise, stay as you are. But start to flex your right toes. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, fold on the top of the leg. Inhale to lift, arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift up. Final one to fold. Inhale, come back up. Right hand goes all the way back behind you, coming to the side plank pose. So push the outside of your right foot on the mat until you lift your hips. And then take a big step with your left foot to the top of the mat. And then keep turning all of the toes so they're parallel while I get forward fold. A little sway one more time, side to side. And then pause, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crawl the hands to your right foot, step your right foot back. Take a little tabletop hovering in here. So your knees not touching the mat, it's like floating 1 or 2 inches. Push your hands strongly down into the earth. And then start to drop your heels to your right side, shoot your right leg out to the side, tap your left hand onto your right foot. And then come back to the center. Let now the heels drop to the left. Shoot your left leg out, right hand tap. One more time to each side through the center. Drop, shoot the right leg. Back to the center. Drop to the left. Shoot the left leg and tap. Back to the center, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Breath out. Inhale, roll forward to your plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. When you breathe out, downward facing dog. With the next inhale, reach your right leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, crescent lunge. Step your foot through, rise, come up to stand, reach both hands up. Make sure that you're squaring the hips forward and that you're feeling a strong activation on the muscles of your inner thighs. Big inhale. Exhale for warrior two. Ground your back heel, spread the arms apart. And we're gonna find a little flow. So make your feet parallel, arms go up with Kali Mudra, index fingers pointing up. Take an inhale. When you exhale, warrior two to the back. So bend your left knee, spread the arms apart. Feet is parallel, Kali Mudra to the heart. Bring it in. What do you wish to transform within the heart center? With the next breath out, warrior two to the front. Make your feet parallel. Bring the hands into the lower belly. You can connect the inside of your index finger and thumb. Take a big inhale. Exhale, warrior two to the back. And then inhale, come back to center, arms up, palms connect. Warrior two to the front. Good. From here, both hands come down to the mat. Step your front foot back, downward facing dog. Right away, opposite side. Inhale to reach your left leg up. Exhale, step it through, find your crescent. Reach both hands all the way up to the sky. Again, really strong activation on all the muscles of your legs. Imagine that you're trying to hug muscles into the bones. Last inhale. Exhale, warrior two, ground your back heel. The next time you inhale, feet is parallel, Kali Mudra up and overhead. When you breathe out, warrior two to the back. Inhale, Kali Mudra to the heart, transmuting and transforming. With the next breath out, warrior two to the front. Come back with your feet parallel, connect index finger and thumb into the lower belly, root chakra. What do you wish to transform with the sense that you feel security within yourself, within this world? And then warrior two to the right leg. Good. Inhale, feet parallel, arms up and overhead, palms connect. Warrior two back to the front. And then cartwheel both hands forward and down. Step back for plank and then move through a vinyasa. Landing in downward facing dog for 3 rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. Final in. And out. From here, just bring your knees down to the mat. Come and find a seat. We're heading towards our final big pose of today's class, which is going to be frog pose. As I said in the beginning, you don't need to have a block, but if you do have it, make sure that it's very close to you so you can easily reach. But we're going to start to enter into Mandukasana together from here. So the whole point of Mandukasana is to really have that external rotation of your hips, right? And we did quite a bit of that in class today when we were doing that Malasana squat, when we did Skandasana, right, from one side and the other, when we did that transition, right, warrior two to the front and to the back. So now we're going to do that same action that we've been doing, but with the belly facing down, which it can bring a little bit more pressure, okay, around the hips. So just be mindful. I'm going to offer you many different ways to get into the shape, and you can please choose to stop wherever you're like, dude, I cannot even breathe in this shape. That's a pretty big signal that you're probably going a little bit too far for the body, okay? But here we go. So sitting onto your shins, bring your big toes to touch underneath you. Hands can come in front of you. You're gonna simply start to widen your knees really far away from each other. Go as far as you can. You're still sitting on your heels. And then bring the block closer. Bring the forearm down to the mat. Notice how that feels. If that feels really good or maybe like already too hard, you know that you can totally stay here. But if you want to keep going, start to crawl your forearms a little bit further forward until you feel like your hip is in the same exact line as both of your knees. So maybe take a look. You're probably going to feel when they're kind of aligned as well. And then pause in here. Choose if you want to stay. But if you do want a little bit more, you're gonna start to turn all of your toes to point away from the center of your body. So toes are flexing out. And take a look at the legs. Make sure that they're kind of in a 90-degree angle. So there's a straight line from knee all the way down to the heel. As soon as you adjust that, you can choose. If you want to block for your forehead, if you feel like you need a little bit more support, the block can come to support your chest instead. Bring it to the chest or to the forehead. Maybe you don't want to block at all, and then you can just stay into the forearms in this case. But in here, you're trying to really breathe into the body, using all that energy we've built, all that fire, to really be conscious, to really be intentional about all the things that you feel ready to transform and to transmute within you and within the world and the communities and spaces that you are in. You do have that power. So really intention, think about all the things that you wish you were different. You know that you can totally co-create that change. We have 4 more breaths in here. So take a moment to notice what's going on in the core for a little bit. If the belly's kind of bowing down too much, see if you can bring a little activation. Remember that core work that we did in the beginning of class. See if you can bring that same quality in here. Last inhale. Exhale. And then we're going to slowly exit this shape. So first thing, start to bring your big toes to touch again. Pop back up onto your hands and then start to crawl until your hips reach your heels. And then slowly bring your knees together into the center. And just take a pause in here. You can totally stay in stillness. But the other option I truly like is to just kind of find a little sway side to side with the hips. This can help us reintegrate the base of the femur bone back into the hip sockets after all that opening we did. And then pause in the center, take a full breath in. When you exhale, come into a child's pose with the legs really close. Forearms can be close to you. They don't need to fully extend forward, so you can kind of be in a little ball. If you want, you can even extend the arms behind you, so hands towards your feet. Take 2 more breaths. And then from here, just come back and find a seat, just so you can start to transition onto your back so we can end class together. As soon as you come to your back, you can start to hug the knees into your chest. And as you get settled in the shape, I just have a quick invite for you. If you want to come to one of my retreats that I'm going to lead in my home country, Brazil, this year, just make sure to check the description down below, and I'll have all the info about how to join us down there for you. But if you're already on your back with the knees into your chest, you can just sway side to side a little bit. Kind of the same little pattern of movement we were doing sitting on the shins a little bit ago. And then from here, let the soles of your feet plant down on the mat, but let the feet be a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. And then you're going to bring the knees to knock together in the center. The shape is called a constructive rest. And the idea in here is that you can really start to press and feel your lower back grounded into the earth. So if you truly had like a tail coming out of your tailbone, the tail will be flicking up towards the sky. Hands can be anywhere in your body. They can be resting alongside the body. But in here, we're just feeling everything that's happening from the skin inside. All the sensations. Noticing maybe the thoughts that are crossing the mind. The feelings in the heart. And then take your final big breath in. When you breathe out, you can start to come into Shavasana, our final shape. So let the legs go long, arms go long if they weren't already. You can soften the eyes or fully close them. And as you drift into your rest, make sure to remember yourself that you do have this fire within you, which in yoga we call Agni. And that is the key component to really create any change, any transformation that you wish to see within your life and within the world. May we never forget that. And then I recommend that you stay in Shavasana for at least 10 very long, slow, deep rounds of breath and truly enjoy this moment to integrate your practice. But that's where I'm going to leave you today. Thank you for practicing together, and I'll see you on the next class. Namaste.